Dota 3, this time featuring Xtreme Gaming versus Falcons. We have a lot of things to go over, Avery. I'm not even going to ask you about the draft or who you think won or whatever. Let's just talk about the facets, shall we? So we're going to start off looking at some of these heroes, looking at the facets. Ame's going to be playing the Monkey King. So he did go for the Simian Stride facet, which is the one that allows you to be able to have no cooldown on Tree Dance while the monkey is at full health, which I thought would be really good for support Monkey King, and they were talking about it. Jin Q would definitely make good use of that, but not going to be a support Monkey King. Maybe this will help him speed up his farming if he is full HP, move around the map a little bit faster.
It's definitely way stronger at the start of fights. You can set yourself up a lot better, scout it out. I mean, it is only at full HP, though, so you lose that benefit pretty fast if you're involved in any sort of skirmish activity. And you're having to regen back up on the map. I'm pretty interested in this Nyx, honestly. That is the one of the heroes that caught my eye in the patch in general, because anytime you give a hero the ability to kill a neutral creep for free that didn't have it before, that's pretty big off the Mind Flayer. And this mana burn seems kind of nasty. Like, you're looking at heroes in this game like the Timbersaw, who want to have their mana at full capacity, has his own passive ability that gives him mana back off tree killing now. I mean, Nyx gets in there and just starts mana burning people. It's pretty debilitating. Storm, another one of these heroes that's just gaining the old style of the Bloodstone charges, just passively. Pretty cool. We'll see how much this electric slide, as I'm going to call it, actually ends up working, because it's pretty slow. So I don't know how much you can aggressively use it in fights, but it's a pretty good scouting mechanism.
Yeah, you could have it like walk uphill and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't give the same kind of vision, but you know, if it explodes on somebody, you know, at least it does something there. Maybe it helps with the lane phase against ranged heroes, though in a melee matchup, I can't imagine it's going to make that much of a difference. Our next one, XXS, is Slardar. He's got the Brine Guard. So Corrosive Haze increases Slardar's armor by 40% of the total armor reduced, meaning in these later scenarios when Slardar has Blink and Shard, when he just blinks in and crushes, he's just immediately getting the pretty decent armor boost. And that's only made even stronger by things like Aghanim Scepter, and
he missed!
Potentially hitting multiple heroes. The Remnant chases after him too. God, that would have been so good if he hit him, slowed him down, and then the Remnant caught up to him as a result. Not quite enough for the kill. Jin Q's got this passive mana burn that you already talked about, so every single one of these abilities, and if you get to Dagon later, you're going to talk about burning out some of the mana of these heroes.
Yeah, the fact it works on items too just sounds kind of insane.
Yeah.
Makes Dagon way better on this hero. I assume it works on something like a Urn as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Which just sounds entirely but if that's true, but it might only be on like a active ability without charges. Still a lot to learn about that hero. I honestly found it pretty funny that they made Slardar's other facet Leg Day, and everybody has skipped Leg Day.
Yes, everybody is skipping that. Nobody wants to go with that. Nobody likes Leg Day, man.
I guess not. Leg Day. Even Valve does not like Leg Day. I also find it funny that Naga is just basically still Naga.
Yeah, that was one of the less interesting ones, because if people are going to be running carry Naga, which I assume is going to be the MO, I don't think the other kind of Naga Siren is...
No, it was more for support Naga, but the Eel skin is definitely a huge buff to the hero. I mean, you go in a fight with 3, 4, even 5 potentially extra illusions with other enablers, and you're suddenly getting 20 to 30% evasion on an Agi hero that used to have trouble in some of those other Agi carry man battles, right? Like these matchups like the Faceless Ford, for example, just get even worse for him. Things like Juggernaut, maybe more playable. Kind of interesting. And we're already seeing Jin Q just mind flare the hell out of the jungle. This man's in his element right now.
Yeah, again, a hero that really did not have a farming mechanism before and would spend a lot of time in the jungle. This Mind Flayer gives him a lot. Now, mana is a huge issue, right? It's 100 mana to be able to kill one of these big creeps.
But that's
it's worth it, for sure. It's just, you're going to need to solve the mana problem.
Like, this hero did not have much laning presence before, and now he can actually do something.
Yeah.
Phoenix's facets were also pretty interesting. They both seemed pretty strong. And
I feel like Hotspot is just...
definitely more reliable.
Yeah, way more reliable.
Deals a lot more damage now. Even just the blinding stacks, though, like you can get up to, I think, 20% miss chance If you can stack everything, that's a lot just to have on your passive kit. And of course, this hero can refresh all his spells out of the eggs, so getting those extra stacks is not necessarily that hard. I think in an average fight, you're probably going to get 10% mischance on a lot of people. Stack that up with your eel skin, and all of a sudden, this Naga is the Phantom Assassin of old.
Yeah, true.
Man, Jinkyu really putting in the jungle work. He's got 11 CS on a Nyx at 4.5. This is probably a world record.
His team's like, where are all the clarities? Jinkyu, that's all me. Maureen gets low again. He is just on the edge of a knife here in this lane. He's finally going to just take the trip all the way back to Fountain to heal up after getting below 50 HP multiple times. That's funny, he's holding on to this Fairy Fire the entire time. His new facet, Twisted Chakram. So this one, it's a separate ability from the regular Chakram, where it just throws it out. It's a very weird animation, but it just does a little 8-figure. I feel like, you just gave Timbersaw an extra bit of burst power that...
Well, if there's one thing Timbersaw lacked, it was damage.
Yeah, exactly.
So he needed a bit more. I'm glad they gave it to him.
So now, he's going to blink on you, Whirling Death, Chakram, Twisted Chakram, Timber Chain. It's an insane amount of burst.
He also does the splinter damage off killing a tree now, too. There's a little more damage that he was missing before.
Yeah.
Receive rotation from XG, bring the Lich through the gate.
And at first blood, DY will collect that one throughout the Frost Armor, and they can keep going for crit. That Squirrel's looking mighty juicy, but no. Don't have the mana.
So what do you do on Lich in these early games where you commit your spells, you run out of mana, and now you do not regen it back?
Yeah,
what does he do here?
This part seems really weird to me because it means, oh, what a bushwhack from crit.
Damn.
A Blood Grenade that hits on 2 as well, but Snake King wanted to chase after Jinkyu. Instead, they just get the Lich. They'll get a little bit more damage on XXS.
I feel like he's happy to die there, because he can't get his mana back this early in the game.
Yeah.
It's so slow off the creeps. You really need the hero kills. Even then, 15% of 500 here, you're going to get, 75 mana back or whatever. Barely enough.
Yeah, it means this Lich is like, the Twisted Chakram cut him down. Maureen already putting it to use. Much harder ability to dodge.
That is a ridiculous animation.
I know, it's so
What the hell even is that?
7-minute Wisdom Rune's coming up, and Maureen, he is coming over to put some pressure on XXS. They're going to get this kill. Ensnared, Twisted Chakram to finish him off. Jinkyu will manage to get the Wisdom Rune, though, for that. See if they can punish him. Spike Carapace goes out. Snake King finds his Sunray instantly countered. And that is going to be the downside of his hotspot. Is he's playing Phoenix against Nyx Assassin, and that is one of the better counters in the game.
I mean, this has to be a pretty solid Nyx game. This Carapace also mana burns you, right? If you get hit by it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Jesus. Look at the armor he got out of that one.
What
the
shield
hell? That Amar got off of that. This Stone Hall plate is definitely one of the facets that's the most busted in this new patch.
Yeah,
everyone's looking at this one. I can't believe it's honestly made it through the draft.
I mean, the fact that it lasts so long too, middle of these fights, the spell's already good. You get a free Moment of Courage level 1, which wasn't even nerfed that much.
Nope.
This hero just seems absurd on the lane. Probably a reason ATF picking it up here. We saw it earlier in the day as well.
Yeah, how does a Monkey King fight Legion Commander?
I mean, you mischief dodge the overwhelming odds and then build up Jingu.
I guess, yeah.
It's supposed to be a good matchup for Monkey. Frost Shield supposed to help as well.
Duel goes off. They're trying to all in for the kill, but the life steal, the Bushwhack goes out. XM's not able to save his Monkey King, but they don't get the duel win either. The pullback of the Chakram finishes off the support. XM now on the run. They'll be able to get out of there, but a 2-for-1. They do manage to get their mark in the Monkey King. They kill the enemy carry. Falcons going to be decently happy with that exchange, I imagine.
And Fire Spirits did so much work there. He could not hit with the Jingu. There's a lot to throw into the duels in this game. You have Frost Shield on one side, Fire Spirit, Sunray on the other, Carapace to try and counter that out, all these double Chakrams to get in there. I guess you can have 3 Chakrams now, right?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. It's too many Chakrams.
Oh, you don't get the extra one anymore of talent.
Oh, right, they changed it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Interesting. I guess they didn't want to add another button, right?
Yeah. The last facet that we haven't talked about is kind of a pretty boring one. It's crits, hoodwink, go nuts. Scurry now provides active cast range and attack range when you use it, which does double up. Whenever you get cast range, both cast range and attack range does affect the hoodwink's acorn
Dire's
shot.
middle tower is under
So
attack.
when you activate it, you can actually throw that
Radiant's
acorn
bottom
shot
tower is
really
under
far.
attack.
This is basically what he had on the spell before. Just makes you choose now. So in theory, a slight nerf to the hero, I guess.
Yep.
But he got, you know, this hero was Omega strong in the first place.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, this hero definitely... There are a lot of heroes that got buffs, and just a couple of them got nerfs. What a bushwhack comes in, does so much damage. Xtreme, ooh, he's zipping, he's TPing out, and the shot comes in from crit. From downtown, he lands it.
Where you going, son? Nowhere. Wishing it was the old patch right now. I guess not, because Hoodwink was also terrifying you there. Dude, that initial burst of damage was insane.
Yeah, what a grab. And the fact that Maureen didn't cut down the tree right away was also,
Radiant's middle tower
I don't know if
is under
intended,
attack.
but a little bit of luck maybe for Falcons. Either way, works out for a 2,000 net worth lead now.
And that Whirling Death did like almost 350 damage to both of them there. He went Atos as well. Pretty interesting.
Some
Gotta be
additional early lockdown against the Storm, Monkey,
Yeah.
Slardar. A lot of mobile heroes.
Not bad here. Helps set up a
Radiant's
lot of his
structures
supports.
are fortified.
Must be the AUI influence.
True.
Anytime there's a new patch, you gotta build a Rod of Atos.
Radiant's
The Rod
middle
of
tower
Aoi.
has fallen.
I mean, he is gigantic now.
Got him up that into the bushwhack. Into the shot. Not enough damage. XM actually going back. Not threatened by the 80% of his HP that disappeared.
He drains his mana so fast when he throws everything out on this Timber. It's like 800 mana gone in a single combo. Pretty absurd. Ame, he's just going to be happy building Battle Fury and playing this game how he thinks a carry should be played. Into the jungle.
He's got a limited amount of time to do that because Amar, he's already completed the Blade Mail. It's flying out to him now, and then he's going to be going the Blink Dagger. Then they're just going to hunt the Monkey King nonstop. In fact, they're trying to hunt him right now with Maureen cutting through the trees to be able to find the Monkey King. And this is looking like a very... Okay, Maureen actually shot himself a little bit too far there, but that's
that was
okay.
intentional.
Radiant's
I think it was because the twisted chakram cut down
Yeah.
the trees that he was looking at.
I mean, the good thing about this chakram in the wooded areas is it goes so far past, you end up killing 5 or 6 trees as bonus, which gives you some of the mana back.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
And you really need the mana back on this hero now.
Radiant's bottom
Maybe some of the
tower
reason he
is
went
under
this
attack.
Atos as well. Kaya for some extra reduction here.
Stupendous.
It's going to be a smoke down from XG, looking for the fight to defend this tower. Jinkyu's going to lead it off. Say goodbye to your mana. Say goodbye to your life.
They're actually going to come back with Maureen and crit, but Chain Frost goes out, chases after him. Oh, couldn't get the grab on Maureen before he zipped away there on the Timber Chain. Now Snaking tries to apply the slow. Maureen chases after him, brings down the Lich with ease. The Naga Siren creeping in from behind. Rod of Atos into an ensnare means Jinkyu is stuck.
Probably wishes he had the other Lich facet off that ult, but what can you do? Oh, he does have it.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Oh, so did it just run out of
Bottom
bounces?
tower has fallen.
Yeah, it just killed everything.
All right.
Like if it hits a unit and then kills it and there's no other unit, there's no other unit around, right? There isn't a unit for it to sit on and wait, so it would just go away.
Oh, interesting. Huh. Well, that was a classic Chain Frost then.
Yeah, well, I really want.
Throw it on a hero, bounce, do a creep wave, kill everything there. Wonder why you have this ult.
Absolutely nothing has changed for the hero for DY.
Good to know. I mean, it's also got to be better with the increased levels. Like 4 seconds plus on that is going to be way better than the 2 in these later fights.
Yeah, but like one of those situations where it bounces to the Timber Saw as he Timber just chains away. He has to spend 4 seconds not getting within range of somebody. Blink and crush, but too many heroes.
We got the pull.
Yeah, but they don't have a Chain Frost, so there's nothing to stop this. And look at the shield, man. It's huge.
900 shield here.
It's just bonkers.
I mean, can you dispel it? You probably can, right?
Sure you can, but
Yeah, that's something to think about.
something to think about for another game, perhaps.
Well, if you wondered if Falcons would struggle immediately after this patch, it seems like they're doing quite fine, and they're playing Timbersaw, so nothing's changed for them.
Radiant's middle tower.
Looking at some of the heroes that got buffed up, I think Slardar's stronger. I think Timbersaw is probably stronger. Legion Commander's stronger. Those are all Lamar heroes.
Yeah, he's cooking here. Minus Nyx.
Yep.
What is this for?
Well, now he can Mind Flare one creep and minus the others, so.
I mean, does he have some like crazy talents he wants to get to or something? Is it just about increasing the ult to get the extra mana burn online? I guess the hero's talents are kind of the same.
Mart, they can't let him get off his Q. He gets it off, but dies at the same time.
And the armor is not going to help you here in this matchup.
The Twisted Chakram. Oh, the shot
There's
again
just
from
so many
Crit
spells.
lands before Malrine
It's
does.
so many spells. This matchup does not seem fun for XXS. He needs to find a solution to all the spell damage in this game.
Over here.
Oh, the song to stop the
Oh,
TP.
that is a nice
What
find.
a smart move from Skeeter. Now, XM has a little bit of mana. He can make a small jump if he lasts through this ensnare, but he will not.
And Skeeter, this guy gets stuff done with his Naga compared to a lot of other Naga players.
Yeah.
Just makes these little kills or plays around the map and makes a huge difference in the trajectory of your game. XG continuing to play on the back foot here. As Falcons assert some dominance in this early game on the back of a ridiculous Timbersaw early game. And Ame with this Battle Fury needs more time to catch up here. Needs this BKB as well, because I don't think he can enter a fight into the Fire Spirit's Sunray Egg. It's way too hard for him.
And the burst damage of the Timbersaw, too. It's pretty tough.
Like, you have Frost Shield to back him up first duel. I don't think you're worried about it, but you're not actually doing anything in this duel if your Fire Spirit can't hit with the Jingu stacks, so. Actually really looking for this game to slow down, put their Midas Mind Flare combination to use.
Jinkyu's like, I'm going to scale.
Just going Ags.
I'm going to scale. I'm going to get an Aghanim Scepter, and we're going to hold high.
I mean, I guess Ags buildup is a reason to go the Midas here. That makes more sense to me now. I mean, he's going to farm faster than Nick's probably ever farmed in a long time. I'll give him that.
True.
He's getting the levels, too. I mean, the levels are super nice on this hero. If he gets away with this, he's going to be super happy. Like, he's one level behind the Naga. Honestly, kind of a ridiculous game he's having, all things considered here.
Yeah, considering the amount of time that he's spending in situations like this, where he's Vendetta, looking for heroes, doesn't find anything.
That's why giving this hero the capability to just kill a big creep here or there is pretty big, because he's never pushing waves. And it's something that you stay off the map. Like this Midas Mind Flare killing a big camp, you're still off the map, so you're still creating some threat with the Vendetta.
Yeah.
We're seeing his net worth reflect this.
Oh, that's it right before the duel.
Buddy.
So close.
Radiant's middle
And
tower
we're seeing a
is under
Linken's for
attack.
XM to try and prevent that duel from binding him as this game progresses. So XG dodging successfully here. Falcons.
Get another Rod of Atos on the Hoodwinks, so just more and more and more catch. They take a laning phase lead, and then they just get a bunch of catch, so that Xtreme and all their mobile heroes are going to have a hard time actually splitting the map. Jinkyu is going to get run down here. 5 seconds for a Vendetta. The Orchid's going to catch him before he can get it off.
Skeeter's having a really strong game here. And this Orchid's just going to come out before any of the defensive items do. Like, you're looking at Linken's plus double BKB for XG's cores. They need time here to get to that. So right now, the pickoff game, favoring Falcons, despite there being this Nyx Assassin on Xtreme Gaming side. And it does feel like this Slardar got kind of messed up in the draft, right? Like, you're looking at what XXS is going to do here with this extra armor, facet, and him being a tanky frontline. Are you really going in and tanking versus Timbersaw, who's all pure damage? Phoenix, who's going to kill your attack speed and Sunray you with this hotspot?
A bunch more pure damage, too.
Yeah, like, it seems hard for him to just go in and frontline this game.
Got him by the Rod of Atos into the Orchid, into the Bushwhack. They try and save him, but there is no hope. Once you get one disable off from Falcons, there is just a waterfall of disables pummeling you down. 5-17, 8,000 net worth lead for Falcons. Taking this game one.
Found a little squirrel.
Lead crit. It's gonna get popped. Yeah.
Nice
they get it
bash.
before any spells go off, but they'll still get a duel. And
Will not win the duel.
Not quite a win. Wow.
We got
reeled in a little bit. Pull him back into the Sunray just a bit. Hit a crush before you go. Try and get the blink off, but the dive from Snake King lands on XXS.
Of duty.
Nothing going right for Xtreme Gaming and everything going well for Falcons. Not even stopping to do a Roshan or anything. They just keep the tempo up.
Yeah, I wonder if this stacking mischance on Phoenix is kind of anti-synergy with the Legion. Like these Legion axes with the blade mails that you want the guy to hit you.
Yeah,
you go in and you Fire Spirit Sunray him and suddenly he misses a hit on your Legion or Axe blade mail.
Yeah.
It's like a little sad. I mean, I don't think they mind too much, but it could make the difference in a lot of these games of like, you get one more hit on that blade mail and maybe you win the duel versus you kill the guy after the duel.
Yeah.
Just some damage.
I mean, I feel like it's the same anti-synergy that Phoenix has always had with Legion Commander in the Fire Spirits, but it's, you know,
yeah, but
it's still a good duo, so.
Yeah, of course. And they'll narrowly get this Tormentor before Maureen shows up.
Run. Maureen, is he thinking about it? Oh, yeah. Oh, God. What? Nuts! Somehow the twisted chakram twists its way around the tree that Ame was sitting on, and Maureen is going to get bailed out.
You can't get back.
Wait, they're going to fight this one. They're going to go back in for the duel onto the starter, blow him up immediately. The egg is going to explode onto these two heroes. Ame, he's going to get off his Wukong's command with the BKB. So they can't go for him. Wait, maybe they can. Rod of Atos. Hold them there. Twisted chakram through. Dodge the shot. Maureen takes a bit more damage. Can they finish him off? Can they get a punish? No. They can't.
So tanky.
Ame's dead. XM's dead. Oh my God. Falcons are just destroying Xtreme.
They're so damn tanky. Like, what is this dive? No, half of them aren't even low. Where was the damage? How is Timber not dead in this fight? I don't understand. He gets healed up by the song now.
Yeah.
Extra HP. He has Eternal Shroud, giving him some stacks, but like, my God. Where was the deeps? And nobody got locked down in this Wukong.
Well, somebody did. That was Ame. Ame got locked down in his own Wukong's command for quite some time.
I mean, this storm damage was just pitiful.
Yeah.
Into the Eternal Shroud. Even has Whisper of the Dread for some bonus amp, but my God. Falcons just clowning on XG in their base at 23 minutes. People complained about the high ground being too hard to assail. Well, diving the tower in your base at 22 made it look easy.
Radiant's middle tower
And we haven't even gotten to the actual changes that occurred in the patch. So you no longer get the tier 3, right? The first tier 3 dies, it doesn't give you a refresh on the glyph, it's the melee barracks. And then the other part of going high ground that's made easier is through Roshan's banner, which now when you go high ground and they use glyph, if you have a banner, you can use the banner to make the creeps invulnerable against those multi-shots and effectively protect your push against a glyph. Maybe even against, you know, some hero spam or whatever.
Full heart for Skeeter. He is absolutely massive, and the Ag's done for the Legion. I think that's another key component of why we're going to see these Legion wars. Like the fact this gives you the debuff immunity, you don't have to go in for some early BKB. You're getting all the benefits of this hero just dominating the lane and scaling into the mid and late game. It's gotta feel like a super nice build up here.
Yeah, if you combine, that is crazy. Debuff immunity off your Aghanim Scepter, which is already giving you some pretty decent stats. You add in that debuff immunity allowing you to use overwhelming odds. So if they try and fight you in the duel, you pop an overwhelming odds, you're getting an insane amount of shield.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know what you do versus here when he goes in and duels you, right? It seems very hard to win the duel back now. It feels like you have to just survive it and then turn that fight, which I think is what this like Frost Shield, Slardar, Crush Amp. I mean, Monkey King can be very good with the Jingu plus Wukong if it's down. And honestly, this game really hasn't come down to like ATF dueling them off cooldown. I feel like it's just been the Timber Saw.
Yeah.
Oppressive with the damage numbers compared to the Storm Spirit right now. Maureen has just crushed this game.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's top
DY
tower is
gets
under
spotted
attack.
there.
What's the duel?
And he's gonna get dueled.
There's a little freebie. Plus 50.
It's pretty much just a question of when does Falcons feel strong enough to push high ground, and I
Well,
imagine
can you push into the Nyx Aghanim Scepter?
does he have it?
Gonna have it. He's been farming, he's been Mind Flaring, he's been Midas, and
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So this Aghanim Scepter, they didn't change that much, right? They reworked some things, so now it just gives cast range to a bunch of his abilities,
Tower has fallen.
where it just gives
Dire's top
blanket
tower
cast range,
is under
whereas
attack.
before it had like individual cast range bonuses for certain abilities.
yeah, I think in theory the upside here is you're getting all that cast range and all that reduction, and all these spells are mana burning your opponents. So from a high ground defensive position, it's really annoying to siege into.
So it's not even about their HP, it's about whittling down their mana.
I mean, it's a decent amount of mana off every chunk. Falcons happy to not go high ground though. Continue to farm. Definitely have way more of the map to do so with. They're continuing to tank up here.
Doing a good job making sure that Xtreme don't have any vision to work with outside the base. We're trying to get really deep vision to make sure Ame can safely move around the map. As he's trying to get to his Aghanim Scepter.
He just needs so much time here. Like, he's going Battle Fury BKB into Ags, which this sets you up to scale probably the best of any monkey build, but it doesn't necessarily do as much on its own. You need that second, third item after these three. It's a lot of farming utility, an okay amount of survivability, not a lot of damage.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing a bunch of physical damage against a lot of high armor heroes.
Yeah.
On the side of
Plus
Falcons.
all the mischance, the overwhelming odds barrier. There's a lot to punch through here if your BKB runs out and you don't get the damage done.
Yeah.
I think these fights for XG are still going to have to come down to the spell casting. Like, the Nyx Lich are going to have to get a lot done. I don't see the Slardar and plus this Monkey punching through what Skeeter and Maureen have proposed on the front line. Well, XM will bring some back and get out. Maybe you can go for a quick smoke play now that you saw heroes on the other side of the map. It's exactly what they're going to do. This is a very heads-up play. These are the kind of moves that can get you back in the game.
Yeah, Whisper Moon spawning. They're going to go for... Oh, Timber Sauce. Maybe not the hero you want to go for first, though. Sunray getting thrown out, healing up the Timber Saw from any damage they threw out, and they got the duel on the Monkey King. It's already over. Shinkyu will try and stay alive as long as possible.
I don't think this Timber Saw is killable.
No. Especially if the Phoenix is allowed to sit back there getting off Sunray, which is another downside of this Aghanim Scepter for the Nyx Assassin. He's not able to just walk in and spike Carapace that Sunray.
Radiant's structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Hopping through, trying to cut the wave. XM, this is the only thing he can do. High risk. It doesn't work out. All it does is give Falcons
Radiant's top
another
tower
duel
is
win.
under attack.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Timber's getting banned next game because
Yeah.
this hero looked absolutely unstoppable here, especially compared to the Storm's impact.
Barracks are under attack.
Maybe it's a snowball effect. Like, maybe this can go the other way, but there was no early momentum here for XM, and Maureen just took everything in this game.
I'm pretty sure if you give the hero more mana and more damage, then I'm fairly certain you've buffed the hero to a...
Yeah, it seems kind of absurd watching it. Like, it's the thing, he was killing heroes and he was running out of mana, and my gut reaction was, oh, okay, he's going to be kind of a dead presence on the map for a bit. But then
Barracks are under attack.
it seemed like he always just had enough. He was getting more runes on average and maybe a little help from the team, but the extra mana from all these spells, it's like half cost if you're fighting in the trees. We're gonna see them hunt Ame here. Well, that high ground ward spotted him.
Yep, I got him on a duel and he's dead. He's not going to get to that MKB before the game ends, I think.
Oh, so much dual damage.
tear you apart!
Butterfly. I mean,
Nicely.
there's no way you can fight this. There's no way you can fight this Naga Siren with the extra evasion that you get off of the illusions and a butterfly without having an MKB on the Monkey King, and that is quite some ways away.
I mean, this is where I think Naga is going to change a lot of these Agi on Agi carry matchups, because if you can hit a timing like this, which the hero's designed to do, she's designed to pull ahead in this regard. You get a nice butterfly, all of a sudden you go in that fight and you have 30 to 60% evasion or whatever the hell it is, even for a couple seconds before your illusions die. That's huge.
Oh, the crush!
What a crush.
Before the duel. He still has to use his BKB to get out. Can XM cut the wave and stall this game out for Ame to get his MKB? Maybe not for this lane, but maybe just the last lane.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
You're trying to find a way that this team fight works.
I mean, they have to find the back line, right? But you have pretty limited capability to get in there with the Storm when XM is going to look for it here. There'll be another tower done. The burrowed Nyx, not strong enough to dissuade the aggression here. I mean, they're having trouble with these Naga illusions.
Yeah.
Let alone the real one here. Does not bode well. See if Falcons wait for next Roche. If they're willing to play more aggressive.
Yeah, potential Roshan time has started, so I'm not expecting them. Okay. Skeeter's just gonna go for it. And apparently they don't care
Got the ghost off.
if he's burrowed. They're gonna duel him
That's pretty
anyway.
big.
This is a bold move from Falcons, and that
Oh, that
Chain
chain.
Frost is destroying him. Inside the Wukong's command as well. Skeeter's not taking any damage, but he's gonna be chased away. Wait a minute, no, Maureen's gonna go for the kill onto Ame. Now that his BKB has run out, his burst damage is
that
insane,
chakra.
man. It's too much to handle. Like, they
Nice
literally
impale.
started the fight in the worst way possible on the side of Falcons, and it still works for them. Now they're going to buy back on the side of Xtreme, try and force a second team fight. See if it can work with the numbers advantage.
That is a lane defended. Cost of double buyback, though, including Ame's buy. Super expensive.
Almost got him on that Rod of Atos there.
Did you get the gem out of it, though?
Yeah, that's big.
That's something. Helps Jin Q on these high ground defenses a
Radiant's
lot.
bottom barracks are under attack.
And the fact he got the Ghost Scepter off there was the only reason that goes as well as it does.
Yeah.
Waste an entire dual duration. But again, still no answer for this Timbersaw at all. Ags now up for Maureen makes it even harder to bring him down. I mean, they need a Dispel somewhere in this lineup. I just don't know where you're going to get it. But they hold. They hold for now. They'll continue to work towards some items. Ags for XXS could be something here. If he can sit in the puddle during a duel.
Yeah, again with the stolen armor, add in some damage reduction. Maybe he'll finally be tanky enough to survive through like this Bloodthorn or a duel that's been demolishing them. And if you can present both a Nyx Assassin and a Slardar that you cannot duel, maybe that opens up some better fights for Ame to get in.
Your shrine has fallen to the dire.
So here's that banner.
Stupendous.
They're going to push with it. No doubt about it.
Oh, you know what you do? You banner when the Lich tries to use Chain Frost. So the creeps all stay alive and they just soak up the Chain Frost.
Yeah, that would be pretty annoying. I mean, this is still a number of hits to kill, right?
Yeah.
Can you Frost Armor a Roche banner? Just for
That's a
sake
good
of
question.
argument.
I mean, it heals some of those units.
I mean, it doesn't matter here, but sounds kind of funny. Spire will be dropped down, but there's another Rax. His mana's getting burned a bit,
Is under
but it
attack.
doesn't feel like enough to dissuade him here. And Arcane Rune is definitely going to help the Timbersaw tank some of this
Radiant's
burn.
middle tower is under attack.
It's coming back in. Trying to go for the Slardar here, but
Almost
he's
got
got
the
that axe. Oh, jeez. That was a lot of damage even through. Pops the BKB, has to back off, and Malrine has his own axe. So that makes him far more untouchable than the Slardar. Still going to try and burn through his mana, though, bit by bit. Jin Q's doing the work that he can. Finally has to roll away with the Vendetta. Malrine's just too much to handle.
This man just
For any of these heroes, goes for the Vendetta hit.
Don't take
He can
damage.
burst him down, but can't stop him. Malrine still has an Aegis. He doesn't give a damn if you finish him off here. They're going to go for it a second time and finally get life number 1 of Malrine.
So do you drop Wukong on this? Are you confident enough to kill him? I don't think you are. Ame's not.
They're trying to prevent him from leaving, pulling him back in time after
Dude, this
time.
is just silly.
Amar, he's going to go for it. No, he gets hit by the stun. Right as he jumps in. XXS hits another crush on top of that one. Amar somehow still alive. He gets off a
There's the
goal and
Wukong.
actually blows up all the heroes. Malrine crushes them with the Whirling Death inside of the Wukong's command. The Timbersaw fights on.
The man don't care.
It's tickling him. He's healing, man.
Dude, look at the regen off the song.
The song full heals everybody on the side of Falcons.
This
and
one is
game 1.
Toasted.
It's been done for some time, but Falcons really show us the full begins and excellent. We've got a pause at the start of the game. One of the rare times that I want to see a pause at the start, Avery, so we can go over the facets. Who's going to be playing what before we get any action? And we could just start from the very top. Ame is going to be playing Suppressive Fire Clinks. So this is the one that applies a debuff both when he hits a unit as well as his skeleton archers hit a unit, causing them to miss 5% of their attacks per stack. It also applies to buildings as well, which means Clinks has even more backdooring capabilities, Avery.
It's pretty good in the carry-on-carry fights, though I think it only lasts like 2 seconds or something, 1.5. So it's really good when you get that initial trade going, but it's not something that lingers for like the whole fight. Something to keep in mind.
Chrono Optic Nourishment, we already saw that from the Leshrac. That one's just the one that Quinn was putting to use. Just getting mana back, a little bit of Bloodstone effect for the damage you're doing. XXS did go for Dust Devil. So this is the one that the Sandstorm follows him after he Burrow Strikes. So which will be kind of interesting, especially in lane, if he's using Sandstorm in lane, and then, you know, enemy heroes tries to
30
back
seconds
away,
to
then he could
battle.
follow them with the Burrow Strike to kind of keep them in place.
I like this one. It seems pretty cool. It seems like it helps you navigate the fights a lot better. Even in the early game, it can be pretty strong on the lane, I think. and the fact that it follows your burrow strike means you don't have to worry about leaving it.
Yep.
I don't know. This hero's interesting. He's got something cooking. You got to remember this hero also has way better base damage than a lot of the other heroes that got nerfed. Like, for example, Timbersaw got his effective damage nerfed because he got removed from the universal list. Sand King got that base damage buff, so with stats, he's sitting on 66 here with 5 armor. Kind of bonkers.
Yeah, that sounds like pretty good stats. Well, you see D-Wise, that's the leech seed. He places a tree now on the ground that heals anybody close by and damages any enemies nearby. And you can't just cut down the tree. If that's what you're thinking, you cut down the tree, it'll just grow right back the next pulse that goes off.
And so I guess this is better because you can damage multiple heroes at once around the tree. And, I mean, I guess you can use the tree for random effects or block vision or something.
Yeah, particularly good in conjunction with overgrowth, right? You're keeping units, holding them in an area for a period of time, then just applying the AoE leech seed. Jin Q, he's going to be playing the Winter Wyvern. He's got Dragon Sight, so this increases the damage when her attack range is over 400. So every single time she's popping her Q, the Arctic Bird, she's doing a lot more right-click damage.
And we saw Falcons ban this in game 1, so I have a feeling something about this hero might be broken to some of these pros right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's the facet. I have to assume it's the changes to the Winter's Curse and maybe even the passive ability. I mean, this free experience you're getting for other people off of the Wisdom Rune seems really good.
That's the part that stuck out to me. Like, anytime a hero just gives your team extra experience overall, that seems kind of busted. So it might just be something of that effect, and everything else is a cherry on top. But I love watching this hero. This hero's just an amazing design, offensive, defensive capability, ability to ruin an opponent's day, ability to grief your own team. This hero does it all. I'm happy to see this back in the meta, even if it's for a day.
Snake King's got the Wolf Comfort, so you've got a bunch of different facets for the Chen. It's basically he can get one of the neutrals.
The Wolf.
And he's going to start off with the Wolf. So that's going to, early on, it's going to be the one that does the Intimidate. So this Winter Wyvern has bonus damage from the range, but has the damage cut down by the Intimidate that the little Wolf does.
It's interesting he chose the Wolf. I don't think that's the one people would have expected. You know, there's like a lot of this, the Dark Troll Summoner and pushing towers or Centaur Stomp. But in theory, if you look at this lineup, the Wolf is going to get a lot of HP, and then it still has the aura buff for the damage, right? So you're looking at like Wraith King, Primal, and Night Stalker, Tricor getting amped up here by this Wolf in the later fights.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of bonkers here, especially with that damage going into things like the Trample or the Wraith King Curse Blade now, which he opted for in this game as well.
Yeah, the Spectral Blade for the Wraith King. So this does a flat amount of damage as pure damage, and then it also does a % of attack damage. So the Spectral Blade is just like a really big hit that if you're bumping up the damage from the Wolf, it's going to be doing even more. He also gets lifesteal off of the curse damage.
It's like a mini soul burn effect, I guess?
Yeah.
That's how I'm thinking about it. Yeah, the first time I read this through, I didn't really understand the implication, but I think you're giving up your skeleton farming capabilities for insane amount of single target burst in the later portion of the game.
That also heals you, yeah.
But it's interesting because you lose that lane shove, you lose that jungle farming speed. So does it change your itemization on this hero? Does it change the timings you're playing for? Absolutely, I just don't know what those are.
Right.
A really big fundamental change to the hero. We're going to see what Skeeter can do with it in this game.
Got him on the edge there with the Burrow Strike, slows him down. Another little change from the Winter Wyvern. Really big part. Makes the hero a lot easier to use in these side lanes.
Yeah, it's
the
huge.
Splinter Blast on allies. So if you have one of these melee heroes, Sand King's maybe the perfect example, that goes in and stuns somebody, you can cast it on them and not have to worry about trying to angle the Splinter Blast off of a creep wave. Or
that was probably maybe the biggest change to the hero, honestly. It just allows him to guarantee get the damage off so much more reliably. And we're seeing this lane is a struggle for Falcons just because XXS has been a beast. He's caustic popping everything. He already has level 2 Burrow Strike up on top of that Stinger. Double Bracer. You're looking at the stats on this hero. He's a beast, man. I feel like we're going to see this hero a lot more just based off the base damage armor he has now compared to where he was 3 or 4 patches ago. Plus, you don't have to level this garbage caustic spell as an entire skill point anymore.
Seriously, yeah.
Like, that is probably the biggest quality of life.
God, that ability just sucked to have.
Yes. So, big quality of life changes for the hero, and already putting it to use here.
I wonder how much he's gonna level up a Stinger. Like, how is that ability worth maxing out early on? Are you willing to forsake Sandstorm, especially since you have the facet for the Sandstorm, which I guess both are Sandstorm facet.
I mean, it is a slow right, so
DY plants the tree for himself. They cut it down, it grows right back, but they have the damage to be able to pump into DY and bring him down.
Not for you.
This early nighttime interval for the Night Stalker has made his lane go quite well. We have Ferocity. This one I'm excited to see in the later fights. Like, how big does this pulverized AoE get? Is it just way too obnoxious to play the late game fights?
I thought for sure these mid-primal beasts would be going for the other one. I thought the extra movement speed just results in more burst damage and kind of plays to what primal beast, his MO as a mid laner is like the first 20 minutes, he's one of the fastest rotating heroes with some of the biggest impact on the side lanes.
Big smash, Austin.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what this glitched cosmetic is, but...
It's a...
I think that's the hand of Gabe trying to re-nerf this hero.
Damn you, Leshreck.
Come back here.
Go back to the pit where you're supposed to be. It is daytime. It's daytime at 5 minutes and 45 seconds. That's because Amar has night rain, so that swaps out the nighttime and daytime cycles. It's why the laning phase started out at nighttime, which is really good for this hero. I immediately thought of Amar when I was looking at this because I figured the nighttime gives him his regeneration of 40% buff, and he's going this double bracer build all the time. So if he starts off nighttime, it means he's just going to have way more regen than you normally would in the first 5 minutes of the lane, which is usually where the lane is won or lost anyway.
Yeah, I don't think you're touching that guy as XM getting beat the hell up here.
Yeah, slam down to the ground, taken out.
I mean, not much you can do to prevent the aggression that's going to come out between this Dark Willow and the Primal Beast this game. Like, sure, you can freeze somebody, you can armor them up, but the magic damage might just be overwhelming. Yeah. I really like this Thorny Thicket facet. I think it's incredibly good in the games we've already seen it. On top of that, this hero's passive seems pretty strong as well. I think we're going to see Crit playing a lot of the Dark Willow this patch as it's one of his favorite heroes. He's a level 30 Dark Willow. Boy's a beast.
Trying to slip by the Night Stalker, but going to be spotted by the Ancient. Caught inside a bramble. And will walk his way down, but doesn't get the Wisdom Rune that he was hunting for, which obviously would have been super value. The Winter Wyvern teams really want to snipe that Wisdom Rune, right? You get an extra 20% for the
huge.
3 other heroes. If you get that twice, whew, that's gonna add up. You talk about sometimes how this early game can snowball if you're strong enough to take those Wisdom Runes away from the enemy team. But Winter Wyvern lineup will make that all the worse. Malrine with another rotation here. Called a brace, but they have the magic damage to put through. Burrow Strike down the cliff, but Malrine's going to be able to chase after him. Doesn't quite get the hit, but he'll trample over him to death.
Could not create a large enough gap there. Still, XM getting some tower pressure in while these rotations happen, but the Primal definitely dictating a lot of this early game, along with snaking, making some good moves on this Chen. XM looking for the power rune. But he is being annoyed in the process, and he will not get that arcane, and that was a juicy rune for both of these heroes.
Yeah.
Sad about that one.
You know what's interesting is the other Wyvern facet? I thought you would go the other one in this kind of game where you have a Leshrac.
Yeah, it seems juicy.
It's the one where if you do heals, it will give the unit that's being healed a % of mana as well. It's like 15% of the HP that's healed also goes into mana, which, Leshrac has got to be the dream hero for that.
Yeah, but we're probably going to see Jin Q build a Hurricane Pike and then just Hurricane Pike someone away and deal like 300 bonus damage a hit. That's my guess as to what's going to happen here.
Ame going to be in some trouble. Dark Pact 1 have the dust to be able to spot him, so Ame's just going to have to fight this one out. He does have another charge of his death pack. If he can get it off, he's going to be very tanky here. They have to go for DY instead, but he can't even get that. They threw too much damage onto the Clinks, lost their opportunity perhaps to get this kill. Charge back in, does run over the Tree Protector. Ame heals himself back up again. Now Malrine is in the thick of it though, with the TP coming in for the Winter Wyvern, not even needed. Xtreme just runs down Malrine.
Why was Ame so tanky there? Is that just Treant heals plus the armor under the tower plus Seeds of Serenity here? Just, man, was not touchable.
Yeah.
2 charge throughs and a Dark Ascension. Barely tickling this Clinks.
Yeah, if you get the extra armor, and then it's 325 bonus health for each one of those death pack charges. 650 HP is way more with the effective HP he had underneath the tower. XM.
Nice bramble dodge.
Yeah, runs through, but is going to be caught here between the Tier 1 and Tier 2. Skeeter's going to make his presence known, saying you can't make that kind of dive without punishment. Both Xtreme and Falcons doing a good job of making sure tower dives are punished.
Switch back to nighttime here. See what Amar can do with this interval. But I don't know if this early game went as smoothly as he would have wanted it to. He's going to go Mage Slayer first, so kind of a defensive item for this Night Stalker. But one that's going to be pretty good versus the Sand King if you can just run in and hit him, I guess.
Yeah, certainly. Bedlam on him, on a Night Stalker, on an isolated unit.
Can you get the Pearl off? No. I'd have been able to kill crit there. He can get that off, but the root too strong, and he's just rushing Ags. Kind of crazy, but I like it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, this AoE fight from XG is going to be pretty crazy if he gets there. Like, you're going to have to go into this sandstorm that's following the Sand King around with these spines going out. There's a Wyvern and Treant who can heal that front line. A Curse you have to worry about, an Overgrowth you have to worry about. Clinks giving you some mischance. Like that just sounds like a nightmare to run into and try and right-click people. And you can say, well, just buy some BKBs here if you're Falcons, but you have 2 supports who can pierce that BKB with ultimates and slow that fight down. Try and dive him again. Will XG respond here? He's really tanky.
Winter Wyvern's coming in. Can he save XXS? Oh, he has to use the Curse because Malrine identified him as a target instead. Tried to go for the charge, used the Curse there. So back to the Sand King. Can't quite finish him up. He got a Burrow Strike off. Skeeter in his Wraith form. Can't do it either, but he's going to come back on a second life off the Reincarnation. And finally, the Sand King dies. XM completely out of mana here. He comes in, doesn't do nearly enough damage as his mana runs out, and once he's gone, there's no more damage left. He's just
run over.
Healers in the back line.
He's not done. Just diving the Tier 2 at 12 minutes here. Skeeter does not care, and he'll claim another huge team fight win for Falcons here as they bring the numbers, and it was getting a little hairy here diving, but the response from XG is pretty split, pretty slow, and this Wyvern Curse being forced early here is a big deal because you don't have it for later in this fight to kind of space it out. And honestly, Skeeter is doing work in these fights with the Curse. You're gonna see a damage pop on XM here. He hits him once, 200 extra damage pops off that one Curse hit. That is some good value. And of course,
Bramble's just latching all the time.
Yeah, there's so many Brambos. There's an Alpha Wolf in the middle of that from the Chen, buffing everybody up. He is licking his lips at this Wraith King change.
Found a new hero to be, not a new hero, but a new way to play a hero that he was already happy to play a lot.
XG looking for some momentum in this game. They're going to smoke up, find the Chen. This would be a big kill if they can grab him. Maybe some of his creeps as well. Slow down the presence on the map. It will do just that. Now Ame is going to start to get active. He was trying to finish his Deso bottom, and he did take that Tier 1 tower. So Ame made the most of him not joining that fight. Which was a big decision for him to make. But it will pay off his Deso here at a reasonable time. He's going to start looking to get involved more, get those charges up.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
He'll take top tower as well. So 3 Tier 1s down by 13.5 here for Xtreme Gaming, and they've done a decent job defending their own. Something they can play around here. Especially with Tree and Protector, who loves to fight around these towers. Wyvern would love to do the same.
I mean, I feel like that's both a good and bad thing. They are up all these towers, but they're down 4,000 net worth. Imagine if the tower discrepancy was even, right?
Sure.
It'd be Falcons, 6, 7K net worth up.
They will get some more XP off this Wisdom Rune exchange, and oh, if DY gets both here, that would be very juicy.
Yeah, making a run for it.
He's gonna get it. I mean, Falcons are pinging it, but they're late to the party. So double Wisdom Rune with the Wyvern.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
It's
attack.
a lot of XP.
Leshrek's level 12. Despite all the fight winning for Falcons,
Radiant's
it's
bottom
XM
tower
who gets
has
to 12
fallen.
first.
I feel like if XG get to this Bloodstone plus that Sand King Ags, which they have done, he probably needs, one and a half more items here to really make it work. But if they can center the teamfight around that before the big defensive items come out from Falcons, it's a lot of scary spell damage to go into. See if it can do anything here to save him. Every spine just missed that Primal Beast. Did I see that correctly?
Yeah, it seemed like it. It's gonna use the darkness to chase down the Winter Wyvern. Ame, I'm not even sure if Ame really wants to be a part of this fight. XM's gonna show up, terrorize. Is Crit gonna throw this out here? Still chasing after the Winter Wyvern. Got off the Cold Embrace now, but Ame's the one in trouble here. Uses the Death Pact, try and heal himself up a little bit. Curse goes out, but he'd already kind of blocked that damage the Clinks was trying to put into Amar. Now Jinkyu's gonna get run down. XM died on the side, downriver.
They're super disconnected here. And not a fight you want to take when your Sand King's the one who's dead. I mean, I can't believe there is not a single burrow spine that hits Primal at any point in that. Like, Gabe, please. I'm playing Sand King. Grace me with some kind of luck.
And this is exactly the kind of fight that Falcons wants too. You talked about how Xtreme's lineup, when set up, has this really good AoE team fight to it. Falcons have this incredible pick-off potential, right? And this fight, they just literally just one by one ran you down, isolated heroes all over the map. They got the Sand King first, and then Clink shows up to try and help out the Wyvern, but at the same time, the Leshrek isn't with them and gets caught in the river. So it's two different isolated fights happening at that point.
No, those disconnected fights are never going to go XG's way. They have to present a solid force of 5, put the healing on the front line, and play around the fact that Falcons have to go through it. Otherwise, this Night Stalker Primal Wraith King are just going to run you down and deal an insane single target burst. And man, they're out ahead now. And the defensive items are starting to come out. You had that Mage Slayer on the Night Stalker. You're going to have a Shroud on this Primal Beast.
So if the Night Stalker hits the Leshrac,
it's good.
And Malrine is going to take no damage from the Lesh at all with this Eternal Shroud.
It's scary. It's a scary first set of items to go up against with this much magic damage where you didn't get the early fights going your way.
I mean, DY's having a poke and it's just going to result in him dying. This Bedlam being passed over to a Night Stalker, a Primal Beast, or a Wraith King is so valuable, particularly for the Primal Beast, because then the Bramble's amping up the magic damage that the Primal Beast is doing.
It's going to be XG smoking down here, but they're late to the party.
Yeah, they're going to have to go for a Chen kill again, which they may not even get.
This is a long reach, but they should get him here. Though Falcons are respawning.
He's got mech and a lot of heal, but he couldn't get it off in time. Stunned for too long.
I mean, if XG get out of here, they're going to be really happy with this. But will they get out of here?
There's so much chase from the side of Falcon, so many brambles to catch all of these heroes, and he got the Winter Wyvern, which is just what they wanted at the start. No real good saves, no good curses. They're too spread out. And if they had darkness, XM would be dead as well. Now we've got a Blink Dagger on the Night Stalker. Even more fast initiation for big pickoff.
Oh, the plus 40%.
Look at him go.
What can you do? He's too big.
It's the size that does it.
Yeah, it's like some old Lone Druid Demolish or something.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
God damn, so much for a tower.
At this point, you could soil him.
That is another part about just generally going high ground and ending the game faster. There were a number of heroes that got some sort of buff to hitting towers.
Under attack.
I mean, it definitely accelerates the game. That's for sure.
Dire are scanning.
Still a 7K difference. And he is going that Hurricane Pike. See, I told you, man. I told you.
There's no way it's going to do that much damage, right?
I don't know. I mean, how much? Probably a decent amount.
Yeah, but it's physical damage. I feel like there's no way it's just... Like, an Enchantress is just a much better version of this. One damage for every 10 attack range over 400.
Well, we may never see it at this rate. Because XG are getting run down on the map. And once more, it feels like they suddenly lack the mid-game damage to combat the tankiness that Falcons have presented them with. And it's Maureen just running the show. Gotta group up here if you're Xtreme Gaming, and you gotta find some sort of team fight. And the sooner the better. Gotta punish the over-aggression from Falcons, especially during these brief daytime intervals where you can kind of take the 5-on-4. If you're not getting the punish during then, you're gonna be real sad.
It's just about to go nighttime.
Yeah.
They're gonna miss their opportunity here. DY, he's spotted by Skeeter. The heroes slip off into the day, soon to be night.
This Spectral Blades look pretty good in the fights for the Wraith King. He doesn't have to necessarily even stick on somebody. He can just hit him, run away, go on a different target.
Yeah, we should look at the damage breakdown numbers at the end, see what kind of damage that ability brought to this game by itself.
All right, I mean, this is who XG want to be on the front line.
They go on the Sand King at the same time here. And Skeeter, he's going to use up his life. Good terrorize, hits on 2. But Wraith King's going to come back underneath the Sandstorm. Maureen goes for the Winter Wyvern again, trying to deal with this hero, but it's going to be the Wraith King in trouble here. Overgrowth's going to be used, keeping Xinqiu alive a little bit longer. Finally, Skeeter goes down, but his Wraith form is still up, and he gets one more swing to finish off the Sand King. Now the rest of his team, they're going to come in and try and clean up. XM is running out of mana. The Mage Slayer is causing some issues for his damage output. He just can't quite finish off these heroes.
That's done.
It's not enough. They have too much HP. They have too much magic resistance, and he doesn't have enough magic damage because of the Mage Slayer.
I mean, XG almost get this fight they're looking for with the Lesh Sand King on the front line. They take the Wraith King down twice, but it takes so damn long. All this damage just wasted from XM as it gets split on all these beefy cores into the Mage Slayer, into the Eternal Shroud. Chen healing everybody up from the back line. Just such a tough fight when Falcons can find the multiple ways into it. And it's another fight where Overgrowth Curse just didn't get enough value here for XG. Like, your Winter Wyvern Curse landed on one hero for 2 seconds. It's just not good enough.
Yeah, you've got Night Stalker who's circling around somewhere in the back. You've got Maureen who's always charging in from some weird angle. And then the Wraith King who's just diving headfirst.
Yeah,
you are never going to get all 3 of these cores around a curse.
I mean, Night Stalker is the bane of Wyvern players. It's such a tough hero to play against when he can focus you and the team is still happy with how the rest of the fight is going. He's going Manta? Sure. Are seeing the strength of the Lesh in that type of engagement with all the sustain behind him. It does take a while to bring him down. There's no anti-healing on the side of Falcons. But damn, are they building on Gold Lead? They're building it fast, and the creeps are coming up for Snake King here. Ancient Golem just gonna buff the HP levels even more. We're still looking for Deso charges for Ame.
He doesn't have a single one yet. Oh.
Like, it just feels like the clock is ticking here to find that team fight. Oh, look at the split.
Yeah, I can't even cold embrace him because he would just die to the magic damage.
I mean, Falcons are playing around this curse super well in the fights.
Yeah.
For a triple melee core lineup.
Another round of blinks. They can dive Jin Q if they want. Silence, so we can't get off the curse.
Just making it look easy here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
All right, well, Falcons.
Is under attack.
High ground is going to be annoying just because Sandstorm plus the tree plus the Splinter Blast and stuff, but they can certainly control the map for
He went the Bloodstone.
Nice.
Mega AoE on these
Dire's
spells now.
bottom tower is under attack.
And of course his HP is crazy as well. Man, I mean the itemization from Falcons has just been on point this game. They came ready to play today, new patch or not.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice that we get a new patch and we get to be able to see like a shakeup of what kind of heroes are viable. You know, in this patch, we have 3 strength tanky cores that are just aiming to outlast the enemy. You know, that was a big change from what we saw yesterday.
But they're doing it in different ways.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what's important.
Shiva's up next. Pipe up next. Oh, man.
Yeah, they're just stacking the HP and they're going to go high ground with it. Just overwhelm this magic-oriented lineup before any late-game shenanigans can happen. Yeah, that is going to be a very tough push to stop.
Just a sheer item advantage will allow them to take those straight 5-on-5s, whereas, like, first 20 minutes, it felt like they had to do, you know, like, hit these angles, get the right initiation, but they're going to be strong enough just to brute force it.
This is what Chen lineups do. They build a lead, he outfarms you in the jungle, and then when the push comes, you have 20 buffs on everybody.
It's okay. Jin Q is going to hold the high ground with his bonus damage.
He almost has his pike. Is it time to sell an old talisman to finish Hurricane Pike here? You're laughing, but he's going to Hurricane Pike some fool, and he's going to shred him like paper.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, they get the golem here. Not a bad little victory.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
ATF found his mark.
And Skeeter follows it up.
They actually got him out, though.
Did manage to get the split earth. Now, as Skeeter tries to retreat. Oh, this could be really big if the Sandstorm manages to keep these heroes in place. Maureen somehow dies past everything to be able to finish off the winner Wyvern. Maureen. I mean...
He had Gem, too.
This guy's got an obsession. He knows who he wants to kill in a fight. It doesn't matter where they're at, apparently.
I mean, was it himself? Because that was just a suicide straight up.
It really was.
That is an expensive one, too. He had a kill streak. He had Gem.
Illusion.
He's a very high net worth hero.
That was in like over 3,000 net worth swing.
And now you have your Bloodstone on the Sand King. This is where this hero gets to shine. As long as he can stay alive in the fight, and remember, you have some spells to keep him alive no matter how farmed Falcons get. Like, you're not going to be able to take him down through this Cold Embrace, Living Armor, Solar Crest, if it all goes on top of him.
You know, the funny part is, though, Falcons have done this without getting BKBs. So they could all just decide, okay, we're just going to triple BKB it up.
I mean, they don't want to buy BKBs into the Overgrowth Curse, but yeah. And they're going to find the Chen again. Nice little pickoff. So XG regain some momentum in this game. Did you give them the opening they needed? You have given Jin Q his Hurricane Pike.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think he's doing like an extra 55 damage whenever he pops Arctic Burn.
Stop deflating my dreams, Austin. Wyvern players everywhere rejoicing.
I mean, it's not terrible.
Dire's top tower.
Oh, you still can't deal physical into your curse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, well. But outside of the curse.
Amplified magic damage, though.
It's a nice gem carrier, too. You have the Treant to do it. And the BKB done for XM, Hurricane Pike done for Ame. XG starting to tank up a bit.
Hey, we got a Deso charge on
We got a
Ame.
Deso charge.
Hey.
I mean, if he gets the Daedalus, they're going to add some of the damage they were missing.
Even more attack range for Shin Q.
That quiver feels good, man. I mean, they're online now. Falcons, you messed up. You done messed up.
That one hit is an extra 35 damage just off of the bonus range from the quiver.
This man's about to fuck you up. That is the face of a man who's about to ruin your day.
Got the Kaya Sanj.
Amp damage rune. Oh, yeah.
So now we've got that the mana cost, mana loss reduction from the Kaya Sanj.
Yeah. You actually are not that far behind for a game that could have potentially just been over by now.
Yeah,
If those Chen pushes had gone Falcon's way.
for sure.
They're kind of waiting for the next Roche here.
Looks like Amar and Skeeter are going to go
Radiant
BKB
are
next.
scanning.
Maureen, he doesn't want that trash. He wants an Aghanim Scepter.
I mean, the downside of not going for the BKBs here, I guess, is you're playing up against double Bloodstone cores. They're going to get a lot more value out of the spell heal than they would have otherwise.
Yeah.
In a situation where you like triple core BKB, jump them, yeah, you pop Bloodstone, but it's pretty minimal. Here, it's just running the whole time.
Maureen gets jumped in the mid lane. He's got a Bloodstone amp damage, and underneath the Sandstorm, he goes for the kill on XXS, and he gets it, man.
God,
Is under
that
attack.
burst.
Just an insane amount of damage.
Radiant's middle tower is
One
under
quick
attack.
hit there. The curse ticking down on the Leshrac.
Yeah, I don't think XG can be the aggressors onto a tanky frontliner like that.
XXS is sitting there going like, what? How? How did he do that damage?
He needs an embrace there, but even then, I feel like the damage is done, and then it exposes your backline, right? If the Wyvern has to run up to save you there, you just get jumped. XG getting caught again here. This is not a fight they necessarily want to take without the Sand King.
He'll prevent Skeeter from losing that first
Oh, the
life.
Hurricane
While Amar
Pike.
is chasing after the Winter Wyvern, trying to make sure that XM does not get any help.
Radiant's middle
almost killed him.
tower is under attack.
Almost got killed by the rock, dude. Well, they get out of it with everybody.
Yeah. Oh, XXS jumping in way ahead of the rest of his allies. XM and Ame are catching up soon. But they were not ready to go for that one.
Smoke it up here with the BKB done for the Clinks.
I mean,
Like
with
they have enough aggressive damage.
if XM gets his shard, man, they're going to have just this insane sandstorm, split earth, non-stop stun fest that is going to be obnoxious.
But Falcons, they're getting the BKBs up. That's the second one done. So they have the capability to just ignore all of it. Downside is you might have to pop BKBs early, which can open room for that overgrowth to stall it out. But I guess you have the Manta on the Night Stalker to prepare for that already, so. Somehow Ame is top net worth here. That is kind of crazy to think about. They're going to take the fight on the Wraith King.
Force him out of that sandstorm area.
Oh, what is this damage?
The damage is just too much for the Sand King.
What
man.
is
Every
that?
single time, Maureen just dives into the sandstorm, somehow doesn't get hit by a burrow strike, kills the Sand King. I don't understand how he's doing so goddamn much.
It's got to be the Blade Mail, right?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
It's also crazy he's managing to charge through the sandstorm and hit the Sand King before one of the sandstorm burrows.
Yeah, he is not getting abused by the Zags at all. He just goes in, he has Bedlam on top of him, Spell Amp from the Shivas on the Wraith King. You charge in, your spells have massive AoE because of the Bloodstone.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
You have Spell Amp from the neutral item slot as well, so everything just came together for this Primal build. He is shredding people.
Has fallen.
You almost need a BKB of your own here if you're XXS. You're supposed to be the magic damage threat in this game.
Yeah. But Ame is supposed to be the physical damage threat. In order to get there, he needs a Daedalus, because his damage is not good. He's got 4,000 more damage than the Chen.
He just hasn't gotten to play the fights the way he wants to because the front line collapses so fast.
Surprised he didn't go for that tower.
Radiant.
And now XG are starting to build up these Eternal Shrouds of their own, but are they going to be here in time? It's another Roshan, another Chen army with the Golem Falcons could push with.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
Aegis and cheese. So Mars gonna take the Aegis. A little bit. I guess Malrine isn't here to take it, so.
I mean, at this point, you definitely play for the high ground defense. At least there, you might be able to catch this Primal in an overextension like we saw earlier. But you have to bring Malrine down in these fights. I think he's doing way too much. He's also the only target without a BKB that you might reliably be able to put the damage into. Get some sort of chain stun action with this Sand King Ags. Get Sand King Shard actually, so not a bad one.
Help a little bit more with like the Bloodstone damage. AC for Skeeter, so right as you pick up a big damage item for Ame, there's already the armor on Falcons to deal with it. Look at that armor!
It's plus 70.
What?
Radiant's bottom
my
tower
It's the uproar,
God.
right?
Well, he has Shiva's AC plus Defiant Shell plus the Chen.
Yeah, the Chen, and then he could get the uproar from the facet. That's
Invisibility.
Wait, what? Is that how it works?
oh no, maybe it's not. I mean, maybe I misunderstood it. All right. High ground is still obnoxious. No matter how much armor you have,
Oh,
there's
they're
just
flanking
a
top.
split earth spam. Sand. Ooh, yeah, Winter Wyvern straight for him. Force Staff trying to get him away. Overgrowth as well. Here comes Malrine for it, and he gets him. They also finished up the Tree Protector, but now he's stuck
he
on
got hit
the
by the
tier
spine.
4s with the Sand King. Constant burrow strikes hitting him. He tries to pop the Bloodstone for a little bit more heal. Now a pipe goes off. He's healing through the damage because they can't get through the pipe and the Eternal Shroud.
How does he get out of there?
And all the armor. So much armor.
That was the overextension XG needed to punish. I mean, they got ATF on the first life, but that's all it is. Life number one. Still, is this enough to dissuade Falcons? They forced the Wyvern buyback. Oh, Ame, you're flirting with danger, my friend. But he knows he has to take some risk in this game. They found an isolated target. Falcons not ready for this.
Life 1. Life 2. Can't blink away. Gets a Force Staff, but he's chased after with that Sandstorm reposition on top of these heroes and a Winter's Curse that is
They'll
beautifully
finish it.
placed to catch all of these extra
They're gonna
heroes.
spin it all
The
up.
Wraith King's gonna die, and now one by one they're gonna mow through these heroes. First is gonna be that Snake King. Now they're gonna go towards Malrine, but Malrine, he's been shown to be very tough to deal with. Fortunately, the charge didn't go far, and XM is still on top of him. Another Split Earth lands. He'll finish him up. I don't know, the Dark Willow getting close. What for exactly? Because now he's gonna get chased down. Crit.
The right-click damage. Not enough.
Not enough right-click damage, man. He needed more attack range.
And Crit's perfect game continues as Dark Willow has not died yet. They will not claim him there.
7-0-20.
Big team fight win for XG. Just off a move from Ame that Skeeter did not expect. And you look at where the dots are on the map, it's daytime. ATF is nowhere close to this fight. The other two cores, or the other core was super far away as well. They get him twice for free, and a sick curse from Jin-Q finally connects on 4 heroes and just sets up all the pain to throw in here.
Yeah, the one time that Malrine is trying to get to the front of the fight rather than trying to charge through the back line like normal.
And they finally caught him on an onslaught with that Leshrac shard. I mean, once they throw down all these splitters with the shard, the sandstorm with the spines, the skeletons from the clinks, a leech seed tree.
At least can't forget
about that tree.
The tree.
That's the biggest damage source in these fights for sure. That's a lot of random AoE garbage to kind of sit under if you're not winning that fight in a one-sided fashion. So XG are going to strike back here, and Ame, we've seen him carry games on this Clinks. We've seen him output ridiculous DPS in those late-game scenarios. Is this going to be another one of those where he pulls it back from the brink?
Just wait till Clinks gets level 25 for the multi-shot, and he gets Aghanim Scepter.
He's working on it.
Dude, that'll be so much gunk.
Lincoln Sphere definitely going to help him if that primal gap closes. And they got to their double Eternal Shroud on the Lesh and the Sand King.
Yeah.
Which is huge here versus the primal beast damage, trying to survive. Level 20 talent for the Sand King, also going to get here.
Interesting, going for Ags on the Dream Protector. So, trying to get the eyes in the forest.
Is this a typo on, on the Sand King talent? Oh no, it's just glitched on my screen. Huh, okay. Mine says minus 35-second Burrow Strike cooldown.
Oh, I see that one too.
Well, they're going to start the fight on the Wraith King again. Soft poke him here, try and get some extension, but...
Hit him with the rock!
Oh, I mean, they get Malrine. He has BKB now.
Turn around Bloodstone, trying to do some damage here with the Night Stalker jumping in the middle of this. He did get hit by one of those tings from the Sand King. He's have to back away, but now they get the curse on him as well with all these Chen creeps surrounding him right now.
Lush is
really
dead.
Good terrorize, pushing back the heroes. They need to finish off Amar. They need to be able to do the damage with the epicenter. It can't do it. These heroes can fight through the epicenter, no problem. It was the Leshrac's damage that was causing them issues before. Now Ame on the run. Fortunately, with his BKB and invisibility, he's able to get away from Skeeter and Malrine, but they do not have buyback on the Leshrac or the Sand King. So Falcons just clear through. They've cleared through the gauntlet and can go for Megas now.
That curse looked great on paper, but they all got stunned in the curse, so nobody actually hit Amar. And now XG in trouble. Do not have buyback on these two cores. They're missing 60 gold for the Leshrac.
Oh, cut the Wind Wyvern on the Bramble, and Amar instantly jumps on that. Another hero with no buyback now, as Falcons seem to be caring more about catching DY than taking buildings.
They just don't care about Ame.
Nope.
Just not a threat.
Too much armor. Yeah, trying to live in the trees. Malrine will bulldoze him down.
Too much HP here in this lineup. Too fast.
We'll get one more fight. It'll be a 3 versus 5 without the supports.
Do have all their cores up.
XM is going to lead the charge. See if he can get Falcons to go on him. Bumped up. Okay, now the response from the Sand King. But once again, Malrine is just trampling around inside of this Sandstorm and doing way more damage to the Sand King than the Sand King does back.
It's not a fair fight.
It's really not. And Ame's damage just looks pitiful whenever he tries to hit Malrine, and he uses the Uproar. It's too much armor for him.
Oh, nice stuns.
Yeah, the stuns are stacking up, but a buyback here. XM, he's gonna hit. He's gonna have to hit the craziest splitters to keep this one going underneath the fountain even. Oh, Bar passes off the aggro. Doesn't live. Now the Wraith King's gonna come back and maybe die a second time. Blinks backwards. Malrine, he's gonna die. Wait a minute. Skeeter, he can't quite finish off the Ancient Candy. He's going for it. He's going for it. He gets it. Closes out game 2 in a bit of style. Falcons absolutely work Xtreme Gaming